Hey there nation, and welcome to the show where we help you to play miniatures wargaming on a budget. It is I, Commander Cheapskate, and welcome to the episode of Necromunda Hired Guns. This series is your ultimate guide to the gritty Underhive of Games Workshop's Necromunda. In this series, we'll dive deep into the fascinating worlds of hanger-ons, brutes, and hired guns, so whether you're a seasoned gang leader or just stepping to the dark corridors of Hive Primus for the very first time, our in-depth analysis will help you master these valuable allies and assets. So join us as we explore the characters, lore, and the tactics that make Necromunda's hired help a critical part of your gang success. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated on the latest episodes. And on today's episode, we'll be talking about specifically the Ironhead squad Prospectors and their hired guns. We'll be breaking down their hanger-ons as well as their unique abilities. We'll provide brutal insights to the strengths and weaknesses of their brutes. We'll provide tactical tips for hiring and deploying the best of these hired guns, and overall strategies for maximizing impact on your gang's dominance. The hired guns that we will be focused on specifically today are the Ironhead Squad Claim Jumper as well as the Ironhead Exo-Driller as well. We'll be talking about these different fighters' characteristics, their special rules, their equipment and skills, and provide our overall thoughts on each of these hanger-ons and brutes. And because the video is a little bit more of a deeper dive, I will put timestamps in the description box down below so that we can click and navigate to the part of the video that interests you the most. So that being said, let's get this video on a roll. The Claim Jumper. Necromunda is an exhaustive world, its mineral wealth all but spent, and even its richest pools of waste chems and seams of scrap are jealously guarded by those who mine them. Clay jumpers are experts at navigating this unique environment, helping the Ironhead Squad Prospector find the best places to set up their great mining rigs. Grizzled loners, used to operating far from their clan, claim jumpers have a nose for fermented toxic waste and crystallized promethium runoff, among 100 other valuable resources unique to the Outlands. Where a less experienced squad might see only the shifting ashen face of Necromunda, the Claim Jumper detects tiny tells like discoloration in dust dunes or the faint scent of rotting thermosteel, pointing the way to a worthy find. Like all squad technical or mining specialists, the Claim Jumper is aided by a Techmite drone of their own creation. In this case, a Techmite Autoveyor. Autoveyors are as much as pets as tools with their own unique machine intelligence. This allows them to hunt down minerals and treasures the Claim Jumper might have missed, using their drill appendage to bore to the ground or seal containers and return their master with their find, much like a cybermastiff loyally returning to its owner, killed clutched in his jaws. True to their name, a squat Claim Jumper does not limit their explorations to unclaimed minerals and wealth. More often than not, the clan houses would like to admit, squat prospectors led by a Claim Jumper have moved in on one of their newly staged mining sites, stripping it bare before they can properly set up shop. House Orlock in particular has clashed with these squats over such breaches of claim, the squats themselves operating outside the rigid clan and noble houses structure, and so less concerned with contracts made between humans. As such, a Claim Jumper comes more heavily armed than one might expect, carrying power weapons, grenades, and firearms, both for seeing off local wildlife or ash waste nomads, but also in case they run into any rival prospectors. Alright, so let's talk about the Claim Jumper. You can recruit up to one of these for your gang that costs 60 credits apiece. For the characteristics, they have a 4-inch wound allowance, 3+ weapon skill, 4+ ballistic skill, 3 strength and 4 toughness, 1 wound, 4 initiative, 2 attacks, 7 leadership, 6 cool, 6 willpower, as well as 5 intelligence. Now, this is pretty much typical of most Ironhead characteristics that you see for most fighters. The only downside maybe to this character is the 1 wound, just because this guy is going to be out there with your gang and also participating, so having only 1 wound, kind of a liability, because if he does take a lasting injury, he will leave your service with the hanger-on rules. That's one of the things that's kind of rough about that. Not to mention, he's got pretty good close combat skills, pretty good toughness as well. He's got good, cool willpower, intelligence, as well as leadership skills, so pretty cool on that part. Now, the main reason why you take this fighter isn't necessarily for their characteristics, which you're really taking them for are their special rules, and this one case is to seize the prize, which reads that during the post-battle sequence, this fighter can perform a claim jump post-battle action. Roll a d6 on a result of 5+, choose a territory controlled by your opponent, and immediately gain the boons from that territory. This does not prevent the territory's owner from gaining the boons, however. So that part is quite cool, because what that means is you can actually take those bonuses from your opponents and actually use that for yourself instead. So if you get a 5+, which is actually quite easy to do on a d6, you can basically kind of double the amount of wealth you can make in the post-battle action sequence, or get a really good boon that can really help out your gang as well. This character also has the part of the crew special rule, and basically which means that they can also participate in the fighting and the tabletop. However, though, this is kind of a double-edged sword, because they don't get any experience, they don't get any advancements, and if they suffer a lasting injury, you do lose them as well, which is a bit of a problem for these guys. Now, when it comes to their equipment is they come with a mesh armor, which is a typical 5-up armor save, which is quite good, but they do have a couple of weapons as well. They have a Gem Extractor, which is a power pack, which gives them a free close combat attack, striking at strength 4 with -1 AP as well as 2 damage. That's a free close combat attack they get because of that power pack special rule attached to it with the weapon trait. They are packing Ironhead auto pistol, which is a rapid 2 auto pistol, which is hilarious because that's just throwing out all kinds of lead, just a typical power auto pistol besides that. They also have an Ironhead power fist as well, which means they strike at strength 5 in close combat with -2 AP as well as 2 damage, and they also have power as well as pulverize, which are really good weapon traits that can help you destroy your enemies that way. Just a really destructive close combat weapon. They also have a power maul too, so that way they can strike with both weapons, give them a strength 5, -1 AP, 1 damage, as well as power as well. So these power traits are great because they can't be parried unless parried by another power weapon. So right off the bat, this guy's got 2 powered close combat attacks as well as a gem extractor. So assuming that this guy charged directly into close combat, he's got 2 attacks base. He gets additional attack from having the additional hand weapon with him, and he's also got a 4th attack from that gem extractor. Absolutely fantastic. And if this wasn't good enough as well, this character also packs frag and smoke grenades, which is on top of that as well, which is absolutely amazing. This is why you want to put this guy on the tabletop, but at the same time, they don't want to risk losing him though, because he is quite expensive, but it does some really cool things as well. But at the same time, his weapons and equipment are actually quite good. He also comes with a Tech My Auto Surveyor with a drill, which helps with the loop bypass, as well as good for interference, as well as assistance in close combat. Also lets him also to reroll on the loot table, which could be quite good as well. So that's another reason why this character is awesome. Now for their skills, they do have the Fearsome skill, which is great because it means your opponent must pass a willpower test to charge against them in close combat. And they also have the Iron Jaw skill as well, which means that their toughness increases to toughness 6 when they're fighting against enemy attacks with no AMR penetration value. So any weapon that doesn't have any AP on it, you can actually get a bonus to your toughness. That one is a little bit more dubious in how good that skill is, just because a lot of close combat attacks automatically come with -1 AP, so that could be a bit of an issue, but in most cases though, in that rarity where it does happen, it could be a little bit of a bonus to help you keep it alive. Now, in my thoughts, this character makes an excellent close quarters battle assistant in a gang. Really powerful abilities, really good boons as well. The Seize the Prize ability alone just makes this character valuable as well, because you can get that double dipping of the different territories as well. Plus, you do have that part of the crew special rule, so you do get an extra fighter on your tabletop. Just want to make sure that you don't lose this guy and not throw him into battles where he could be easily defeated or injured, or put up action with a lasting injury, because once you suffer that, that becomes a huge problem as well. Now, another thing you have to worry about too is it is a Forge World exclusive miniature, so if you are playing in a campaign where it requires using official miniatures, that could be a bit of a bummer. Other than that though, I suggest you just kit bash, 3D print, or create your own. It's actually very easy to make one of these guys from spare bits and bobs from a Ironhead Squad Prospector gang, so you can make these guys very easily if you wanted to convert your own. The Ironhead Squad Vartijan Exo-Driller. The squads in Necromunda are nothing if not relentless in their efforts to plunder the remaining mineral wealth of their world. To aid them in their task, they maintain many tools and machines that date back thousands of years to the founding of the mining clans. Among these are suits of exo armor, originally designed for protecting squat miners in adverse environments. They have been adapted and developed over the centuries to incorporate heavier weaponry and better defenses against Necromunda's unique environment. The most widely used of these suits is the Vartijan, named after the famous squat engineer Vartijan of the Svarthol mining clan. Created to support drillkin as they explore the maze of tunnels beneath the ruins of the skull, they proved so effective in the cramped dark remains of the fallen Hive city that they were swiftly adapted by other clans. Charter Masters especially found the suit's ability to carry heavy weaponry into difficult to reach regions, often the difference between claiming a dig site or getting driven back by nomad attacks. These days, it is not unusual for heavy stomping of an Exo-Driller or the harsh glare of its spotlights to accompany prospectors into dangerous situations. Alright, so let's talk about the Ironhead Squad Vartijan Exo-Driller, which is the brute for your gang. You recruit up to 2 of these things. These things cost 250 credits or 300 credits to fully upgrade them as well. Now for its characteristics, it's got a 4 wound allowance, 4 plus weapon skill, 3 plus ballistic skill, 4 strength with 5 toughness, 3 wounds, 5 initiative, 2 attacks, 7 leadership, 6 cool, 6 willpower, as well as 7 intelligence. This thing is an absolute unit. The skills on this thing alone, the characteristics on this thing alone actually just makes it absolutely worth taking one of these things. Toughness 5 with 3 wounds is quite great. You got 2 weapons, 2 attacks on base. It's got decent cool and willpower stats. Just a great thing to have all around. The only problem though is that it does have a 5 plus initiative, but that's to be expected because it is a clunking huge piece of metal as well. Now when it comes to its special rules, it does have the Exo Guard suit, which is basically included for sentry duty, no matter the crew size. device, which is always a great thing to have, because that way you can have one of these things on patrol protecting your whatever situation you're protecting in whenever they don't have to do duty of any sort. So that part is quite nice. And at the same time, also you got a sensor suite as well, which adds you 3 additional inches to whatever visibility rules that you have, which is great for Hive Secundus, the Ash Waste, or anywhere that visibility is a concern. So because that, you will be able to take care of that and get that 3 additional inches in that vision arc, which is quite nice. Now, for its equipment, it does have a Vartijan Fist, which allows it to strike at strength 4 with -1 AP as well as 2 damage. Has the power as well as a pulverize skill, so quite decent close combat attack. And of course, with its weapons, you have 1 of 2 choices. It automatically comes with the Vartijan Heavy Flamer, which is a template attack with strength at strength 5, -2 AP with 2 damage with Blaze, and it also has a Firestorm special rule, which means that you roll a rapid fire die to determine how many hits you actually get with that thing, which means you potentially have to get to 3 strength 5 -2 AP 2 damage hits on a target if they're caught in that template, which is quite nice. Now it does have a 5+ ammo roll, which isn't ideal, but you know, it's not as bad as having a 6+ ammo roll. It also has a Seismic Crusher as well, which is a template attack, another good one with strength 2, but it has concussion as well as seismic. Now concussion is great because you take away -2 initiative for all your enemies who get hit by the template, and also causes handling check for enemy vehicles at -2, which could be quite good. It also has seismic as well, which is automatically pins with no exceptions whatsoever, and if you also manage to hit your enemy as well with this weapon, it could cause handling checks. In my opinion, the best way to use a Seismic Crusher is to use it against enemy vehicles, because you have that handling check that they mandatorily have to make, and at the same time that -2 to their handling check as well, which could actually cause a vehicle to wreck and be able to destroy that quite easily for your gang. That also comes with light carapace armor, giving it 4+ armor save, so it is quite survivable, and you can also upgrade its weapon to a Vartijan Heavy Bolter for additional 50 credits. It's got an 18-inch short range, a 36-inch long range. You get +1 hit at the short range, dropping your ballistic skill down to ballistic skill 2+, or if you're basically moving around in longer ranges, you can aim and also get that 3 ballistic skill as well. It does have a strength of 5 when it hits you, -2 AP, 2 damage, rapid fire 3, which is quite good, as well as a 5+ ammo save. So right off the bat, this Heavy Bolter gives you 1 additional firepower die when you open fire rapid fire, plus it's got a better ammo save as a Heavy Bolter as well. So basically it's kind of up to you how you want to use it. If you're more of like a CQB close quarters battle guy, you can stick with the Flamer. If you want to make it do longer range shooting, Heavy Bolter is great to add to this thing, plus it doesn't cost very much to do that as well. Now for your skills, you have nobody pushes kin around, which is great, which means that you always pass initiative tests for falling your edges. It can never be pushed back, which you're definitely going to need because you have 5+ initiative on this bad boy. And for your primary skills, you have Ferocity. In my opinion, get Nerves of Steel as quickly as possible, because you can be shot at quite a bit with this Exo-Driller, because this thing is so dangerous, your opponent's going to be targeting it most of the time, trying to take it down. Now, if you get Nerves of Steel, what ends up happening is you can pass that cool test of 6+ and escape pinning, which could be really great for you. Its secondary, of course, are Bronze, Shooting, as well as Wisdom of the Ancients. Now, my thoughts, this thing is absolutely a beast of a unit and should be included in all Ironhead Squad Prospector games, just because this thing provides a really good base of fire for some either short-range assault heavy weaponry or for longer range shooting, right? And the debate between the Heavy Flamer and the Heavy Bolter, like I mentioned before, it's kind of basically depending on your loadout, right? If you're going more like going towards enemy being very aggressive, Heavy Flamer just is perfectly fine. Plus, you also got that heavy Seismic Crusher, which is quite great too, so you can actually cause a lot of chaos that way. If you're looking out to reach and touch somebody at a longer distance, the Heavy Bolter is nice as well. So it kind of depends upon your individual playstyle. Now, there is an official Forge Rule Mini, which could be a little bit of issue. So, like if you don't want to use Forge Rule miniatures, you can convert, 3D print, or create your own, which is perfectly fine. But if you're playing in a campaign where they require you to use official miniatures, that could be a little bit more of a problem. But like I said before, unless you have to worry about that, just make your own. So there you guys have it. Those are the Ironhead Squad Prospector hired guns, and these are some really cool miniatures with some really awesome rules. And like I said before, it is always a tactical choice whether you should go with what kind of hang-arounds, brutes, and hired guns you should have. So if you ever get into confused about what you should probably do best, my suggestion to you, just go with whatever seems the coolest thing to do, because a lot of the enjoyment in Necromunda is just experimenting with different things and seeing exactly how best it works out for you. Because people could say that, you know, maybe these factors of this miniature might not be that great, but there's every once in a while maybe that 1 in 10 games where something just amazing happens, which totally changes your entire attitude about the miniature. So that'd be one thing you could also use as well. Now, what you can get is actually a bit of a pain sometimes, especially if you're playing with groups or in tournaments or whatever, or events where they require to use official miniatures. Those are very few and far between, or if you play in a group that requires that could be a bit of a pain. Otherwise, though, feel free to 3D print, convert, kit bash, or proxy your own. There's a lot of cheaper alternatives out there, especially like on groups like Etsy, for example, that you can get some really cool looking versions of this for a really good price and able to use it on the tabletop. That's good for this video, guys. If you guys have any suggestions of other hired guns you'd like to see, please drop it down in the comments box down below. We'd love to hear from you guys. We love your guys' input. Also, feel free to comment, subscribe, or like our videos. It helps us out immensely on this channel. That's good for this one, you guys. I will catch you guys next video. Peace out and stay classy.